me?
Oh, George.
Yeah.
Guys, you gotta love him. He is just precious. He is about 42 years old. Very good looking.
I need
And
to throw that in.
I had to. Well educated. LSU graduate. Born and raised here in Louisiana. Married a sweet little girl in Stephanie. They live in Dallas with 3 children. He has been in radio for about 20 years.
Oh, wow. Okay, so he's not
man.
a novice to the business.
Oh,
Okay.
absolutely not.
All right.
Actually, he's a consultant radio. He goes to radio stations and finds the projects. And we both share, we're both certified radio marketing consultants. And I've got my radio marketing master. He laughs at that.
Me too.
It's a joke. It's just a piece of paper, you know. But it's fun. He's fun. He believes in community oriented. When I talked to him, I guess that was last June, basically he said that, he was in the process of purchasing the station, and the key factor with George is to make sure that the station is community oriented. Now, here's something I really need to talk to our listeners about.
Sure.
We have a lot of businesses listening, and we have a lot of nonprofit organizations out there. Nonprofit organizations that have events coming up. I need you to fax me your public service announcements. That number, 985-447-6464. It's very...
A couple of years back. Yeah, he's a great guy. He really is. Big guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Big
Good looking, too.
What's the possibility of getting George on? Can we get him down here?
If I can get George in, yeah. When I spoke to George last, he was in New York. Probably next week he'll be in Oregon, and then in California, and then in Miami. So if I can...
What's wrong with Thibodeau?
I'm
He
here.
needs to put Thibodeau in his
I'm here. He's not worried about
Hang
Thibodeau.
on. No, but I want him on the show. Hold on. Good morning. You're live, KTIB.
Mother-in-law. I tell you, you got the sweetest mother-in-law and the greatest family I have. In fact, I locked myself out of my car over there.
Wait, Gibbons, we got a confession to make.
What?
You did not lock yourself out of your car.
Why not?
My grandson did it for you.
Oh. I wonder if I could file suit on that. But it gave me a chance to drive with your beautiful taxi driver there. And the 6 kids, I tell you, that's the cutest kids. And you got your wife and your mother-in-law, I tell you. I'm going to go there every Wednesday afternoon. I'm going to go over there to get a boost.
That freaking house is crazy. But anyway, they wanted to... My grandson was supposed to go to your house last night and apologize to you.
Oh,
but for some reason or another, Mary Grace got waylaid. She said, Daddy, I don't want Mr. Gibbons thinking he locked his keys in his car. He did not do it.
I was going to my psychiatrist today to find out what is wrong with me because I'm over 50, I'm over 50. That's a great story.
Well, yeah, we wanted to call you today and tell you that you weren't going crazy.
You put it on the air. That's something.
Now everybody knows.
Well, we love your show and we love the music, huh?
Appreciate it.
You got a lot of material there. Eh?
Yeah.
I hope we can find those military songs without the clapping. So we're working on that. Okay.
I appreciate it.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you much, Gibbons.
I love talking to Gibbons.
Well, the deal was, real quick, he came to the house to bring me some music. I wanted to say a national anthem and some stuff, and of course he got involved. He came in right when the grandkids were coming in from school, and a lot of them come to the house. Before they go home, Edie White and they all concentrate there, and then the moms pick them up from my house. Mary Grace is one of my grandsons, Alexander. I don't know, he's probably 3 or 4 years old. He's an active child, I guess would be the right term.
Okay.
And he's got this thing about cars and keys and ignitions.
Oh, no.
And he went into Gibbons Robichaux's car yesterday, locked the door with the keys in the car. Gibbons thought he locked them in, had to bring him to his house to get keys.
Time you put a key in your wallet. Spare key.
Anyway, I'm glad we got to tell him that it wasn't him. But yeah, it was...
How many grandkids you have now?
50.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, well,
Hey, I've only got 3.
Well, You know, grandkids are special, and
Hey, chicken
you know,
gumbo.
chicken, yeah, lots of stews,
A
lots
lot of potatoes.
yep, yep, lots of pasta. But yeah, you're right, lots of potatoes,
One of the biggest issues
cheese
was,
sandwiches.
hey, you ever have search food night?
Mm.
Oh, we had search food night. You can find it, you can eat it.
we used to, well, I ain't going there. Yeah, you're right.
I remember about 9 o'clock, I'd always walk to the back, close the bedroom door and say, that's it.
We're done. I'm done. Take me away. I'm finished.
Hey, where's Calgon when you need it?
But when did oh man, time's up already. Let me see, when you came by, time started flying
I tell
by.
you, huh?
You know,
I make time fly all the time.
You're right. You can go through life, and you can collect things, and you can make money or not make money, and you can have jobs or not have jobs. But
That's
the
true.
only thing that I think you have through life is you're building memories. That's what life is,
Absolutely.
nothing but memories.
But you know what's the best part? You take the good ones and you throw the old ones out.
Absolutely.
So you're always laughing.
Thank goodness, at least in my household, they don't remember the bad times. But boy, they
I don't
sure
either.
sit around the
I don't
table
remember bad
and
times.
laugh about the stupid things that we all did, and the stupid things they did, and the stupid things Daddy did, and Papa
Look,
did, and the whole bit.
I can remember driving kids back and forth to dances. It's like I would take, especially my girls. One wanted to go in one direction. One was going to Galliano, one was going to Homer, one was going to Thibodeau, and Mom was texting. Well, I got smart.
Pray for these guys and gals as well as their families, because they're dealing with a lot of situations.
Absolutely. No question about it.
And one of the things I'm dealing with right now is that I'm kind of frustrated right now with all this debate going on. We've got these kids over here serving, putting their life on the line, and Congress is debating whether they should support them.
How about that?
Man,
They say we support, and we'll talk about that this morning. Hold on.
Okay.
We got a caller. Let me see if I can get it. All right. What's the call? I got one today. I think so. My grandson, William Jackson, is 2 years old. And I know he's up, and he's probably eating his breakfast by now, because let me tell you, he don't miss too many meals. My man likes to eat. Hold on, we got a live caller. William Jackson, hope you have a great day. Hey, a couple of things here. Bon Terre Garden Fair brings in an additional 13 to 15,000 people in a 6-week period. So, man, oh man, big time people. Al Carter, where's your uniform?
I no longer in the uniform. I'm now an official educator. I tell you, I left the sheriff's office the July before Katrina.
Okay.
So I left before PK, and for the first time in almost 25 years, I was able to evacuate a hurricane zone versus staying around. Because the rest of my the rest of the time, I started in law enforcement when I was 18, and at that point, whenever a hurricane would come or a threat or a warning, I was obligated to stay in the area.
Yeah.
So when Katrina came, I was able to go ahead and pack the family up and move on, and we went up to Ville Platte, and it was unusual
For you.
I really wanted to stay.
You felt like you were missing something.
I'm missing something.
Hold on, we got a caller. Good morning, you're live, KTIB.
Gene.
Hey,
Dad, you was playing somebody last night.
Tennessee.
Yes,
I don't know the score. If somebody knows the score, give me a call.
somebody might, if they do, can you leave a note for Al Carter?
We gonna do it.
I mean, that other guy?
Randall. You bet.
And then if I hear it, I'm going to let y'all know.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
You know why? I'm going to be your sportscaster any way y'all want me to be it.
You got it.
But we were able to evacuate for the first time, and I'll be quite honest with you.
How did it feel? Well, we went to Houston. I think, yeah, we did. We went to Houston.
It was different because you notice everybody going the opposite direction.
I know.
Because normally, you're right in it. You're sitting in it, and I think between the sheriff's office, wanting to stay there, and the radio station situation. Because I'll be honest with you, I was listening to WWL. I think pretty much everybody was.
Sure, that's all that was there.
That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
No
local.
I was having withdrawals because I was like, man, we should be covering
We should be doing it. Linda and myself and you. Everybody was thinking that.
We
and of course,
should be here.
We could have done a tremendous service to the community had we been on the air. But you know what? We're going to be here this time.
Well, hopefully we're going to have one.
hopefully for a few years anyway. Maybe just some close calls, but we surely don't need anything the magnitude of Katrina and Rita. So you left the sheriff's department.
Left the sheriff's office.
Fill our listeners in. You know, you used to be listeners. Al used to be back of me when we were here the first time, and I used to get to see him every day and his guests and talk with him. And now he's back of me, but he's on the opposite end of the day, so I don't get to see him as often. So that's why I wanted to have him on. I wanted my listeners who listen in the morning to have an opportunity to find out where you've been the last 2 years and what you're doing. And it's Al Carter Live now, 4 to 5 in the afternoon.
Well, we do. I left the sheriff's office, and we did some full-time ministry. I did some full-time daddying.
That's always fun.
Well, you know what? Part of what happened, Gene, was that I'm working in this correctional facility, and all of these guys in there. And one of the things they keep talking about, one of the main things, is missing their families. The men were like, you know, we're losing the time with our kids. But when I sat down and thought about it, I was working 10, 12, 14-hour days. It was not unusual for me to go out at night to the facility just to check on them. If something happened, you know. So I found I was putting a lot of time in the office myself, losing that bonding time. Because my boys at the time was 12 and 15. Rachel was 4 years old at the time. So I said, wait a minute. I need to recoup some of that time myself. I mean, just because I'm not incarcerated, and a lot of daddies out there, you got to realize that even though you're not away from your family in a physical sense, you could be away from them in an emotional sense.
That's right.
And so
absolutely.
We spent time together. The Katrina evacuation to us, I mean, a lot of people lost, and we pray for those families, and we just hope the Road Home program brings the money in. But we got a lot of family time. The time on the highway that we rode together, we did a lot of talking. We wound up in Ville Platte. Had never been to Ville Platte. Couldn't find Ville Platte on the map before Katrina, okay?
Couldn't spell it before, now you're there.
Now we're there. And the people there were wonderful, but the big key was we had an opportunity to have quality family time of no phone ringing, no cell phone, no pages, no emails, no sitting in front of the computer. You were forced to be a family. So that time was really, really well spent with the kids. We bonded really, really good. But I knew at some point that wouldn't last forever. It wouldn't last. So January of 2006, I got a call from the school board. They were looking for an instructor at the Juvenile Justice Center. And, you know, on the surface, I was like, well, maybe a little part-time something now, you know. And it went from a part-time something every now and then to full-time. And it's a positive thing. Now, you know, I work during the day, but the kids over there are fantastic. Now, I work with the kids who are in state's custody, the ones waiting for foster care or have been removed from the family, not the kids in detention. Roxanne Reed does the detention kids. But I work with the kids who have family issues. They're trying to get things straight for them. Wonderful kids who have just got a bad deal of the cards. But it has made me appreciate my family even more now, because you'd be surprised if a lot of these kids go through these situations and have not been with their families for years. I mean, Gene, you know, you always talking about your kids and your grandkids.
That's hard to fathom.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, how do you, I can't fathom that. I can't understand that.
And I mean, these kids, some of them have not been home. I had a 15-year-old who had been in state's custody since she was 2 years old.
Wow.
You know, I had another kid who every weekend her mother was coming to visit her, but never showed up. You know, almost a 6-7 month period. And like, you know, we take a lot of things for granted, folks. We take a lot of things for granted. You know, I mean, I grew up in a 2-parent family. I had my mom and my dad there. I mean, you know, we just took for granted that
that's the way it is. That's the only way it is. Right.
You know, but when you realize that there are other people who are in situations that are serious situations, it makes you appreciate what you have. We have folks coming, matter of fact, on next week from Office of Family Services. They're coming to talk about adoption and foster care, and we're going to even have a foster parent come on the show also to discuss what they're going through. because a lot of our listeners, I realize a lot of our listeners, well, I believe a lot of listeners come from a traditional family. But
I agree, in this area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But there's a whole nother segment of the community that there's a great need out there. And so, you know, I want you to listen to that show for sure, because if you could provide a home, you know, for a kid, or you know, it would be welcome. So I've been at juvenile justice. I've been teaching. I'm going through the certification process. Took the national exams.
Wow.
And I'm loving it. I'm really loving it.
You like big time, full time teacher.
Yeah, I'm a certified teacher. I even got a little certificate in the state of Louisiana.
You teach certificate, yeah, whatever they call it, yeah.
Yeah, I got one. So it's been an interesting road. My mother was a teacher for 35 years. Matter of fact, the last few years that she taught in Lafourche parish at juvenile justice, as a matter of fact. And my grandmother was a teacher, and you know, it's in the blood. So I guess I'm fulfilling both sides of the tree. The policeman like my dad, now teaching like my mom. But I'm finding a great reward in working with these kids and seeing some positive things happen. Juvenile justice is a wonderful facility.
Oh, no question about it.
Wonderful.
Bob Brogy's still ahead of it?
Bob Brogy's still a director. I met with him, matter of fact, on yesterday. I have a tendency to have a slight lucky streak. I went to Starbucks the other day, and Perlette and I went over there, got a cup of coffee, dropped my card in the fish bowl, and 3 days later I get a phone call from Starbucks that they gave us the office.
You got the prize.
The prize, the office coffee, right? And so they delivered. We picked the coffee up. Fantastic. I'm not really a big coffee drinker, and I had $3 or $4 a cup.
No, me neither.
I can't focus in on that, brother. I just can't get there yet.
Community coffee, 10 cents a cup.
10 cents a cup. But we got the coffee, and they told us that any help that they needed with fundraising and support, Starbucks wants to partnership with JJC in the future for events. And as a matter of fact, we have them coming on the show in a couple of more
Oh,
weeks.
great.
They're doing a partnership with the Relay for Life, the Susan Coleman, the Cure, Race for the Cure. So there's some good things going on over there. But JJC's awesome place, awesome staff. Those folks are doing a whole lot. I hope I'm not talking too much out of turn. I mean, I'd like to see it get
Absolutely.
get bigger, get enlarged, where we can service more kids. So we did that. The other sideline things we're doing. Of all things, I'm developing websites now.
You are computer literate?
Folks, now I hope.
Alan Carter is computer literate.
I have.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I got to catch my breath on that one. Hang on. Good morning. You're live, KTIB.
Gene.
Hey.
Mr. Gene.
Doug, we got a program going on, bud. Okay?
Wait, I got a score for y'all. 76 to 67.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So we're doing websites now. It's unusual to believe the only class I had at Southeastern, I took a computer science class. Did not do that fantastic on. I'm not going to get into the particulars on level of doing good. I did pass it. But over the years I've been doing, as I think about that class, off air I'll tell that story. But I've been designing websites, designing databases. For matter of fact, for the sheriff's office, I did a tracking database for work release, for the prison.
Wow.
For domestic violence with the Call It Now Can group, we did a tracking program for them. I've done websites for different groups. LA Wizards, a local basketball team, for CAPSI, one of the Road Home programs. So if you go to alcarterlive.com, you can see some of the work, and it really blew me away. But God does what he does the way he does it. And as a matter of fact, I was able to go to a conference and met the co-founder of Yahoo, David. Now I'm going to draw a blank on his last name, but one of the co-founders of Yahoo. We got a chance to sit down and talk and do that. So we're doing the internet stuff. We're doing the websites. We're still pastoring church, Living Water Church. We're meeting over at the Sweetwater Apartment Complex at 1:30 in the afternoons now. So there's a lot of stuff that's happening, Gene. We go from one thing to another.
I'm going to tell you a short story, and we're going to take a break. And let me tell you how computer literate I am.
All right, Gene.
This is cute. One of my factory reps was in yesterday, and of course we're fully computerized and a whole bit. And I can get around a computer and get around a work computer and get around the internet and the whole bit. I'm not real good with Word and those documents and how to print them and how to line them up and all of that stuff. So he's trying to show me how to do it, and I got 5 or 6 of the people that work with me around my desk. And, you know, we're trying to learn this, and it's pretty intense. And he says, okay, no, Gene, you're doing it wrong. You got to hit Control Home. So I hit Control, and I typed in the word home. My 2 secretaries had to go to the bathroom. I mean, that's how hard they were laughing, you know. And they razzed me. I mean, the whole day. They called the other stores. They couldn't believe it. You ain't gonna believe what he did. Anyway, that's how computer literate I am. Listeners, don't go away. Pour yourself another cup of coffee. We'll be right back here at Oldie 640.
The rebirth of KTIB-AM 640. Glad to be home, Thibodaux, Houma, Morgan City. We are your station for news, talk, and oldies. AM 640.
And welcome back to Goldie 640 KTIB. Got Al Carter in the house this morning. We actually have, excuse me, listeners, we actually have some advertising and some commercials now, but we can't get them on because I don't know how to do it. And I don't know. Anyway, we'll get it straight. Don't worry about it.
Just talk about your computer literacy.
That's right.
And
Control H-O-M-E.
And everything now, I mean, everything is computerized.
Yeah. Can't run this thing without a computer.
It's computerized.
You know, it took me 2 weeks of dropping phone calls and forgetting to put mics on and all that other stuff, but we finally got it. But anyway, happy birthday to my grandson, William Jackson. Hugh Hamilton called in, as we said earlier, Edie White, 58, Wassman, 57. We'll let you know a little bit about I would assume, the finals as it goes on. I really don't know what happened to LSU, Tennessee. I fell asleep on the game. In the third quarter, I couldn't go anymore, so if somebody's got that, you can either give us a call on or off the air. We'll be happy to put that out. Pokey Chapman situation doesn't look good. Al and I were talking about that at the break. Man, big-time program, you know, and something like that happens. But, you know, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt until we see exactly what's going on. But
like you said, programs at that level, on that collegiate level, you really have got to be careful.
Oh, you got to be clean.
You know, I was listening to somebody, and I hate to say, the older I'm getting, Gene, the more I lose in that short-term memory.
You got CRN?
I must be.
Can't remember nothing.
Can't remember nothing. Man, I've been forgetting, but there was, it may have been an actress or it may have been a sports person, I'm not too sure, but the comment they made was, the price you pay for what you get paid and notoriety is that your personal life, in many cases, is no longer your personal
True story.
life.
You have none.
You have none. I mean, we get upset about the paparazzi, but the bottom line is, when you're making that kind of money, or she's making excess of $400,000 a year, when you're in that kind of position in the public, because bottom line is, sports is entertainment.
That's correct.
I mean, think about it.
That's why they get the big bucks.
That's why they get the big bucks.
That's why the big bucks are out there.
And so, you know, your personal life no longer is pretty much yours because, you know, you're out there. You know, your name sells tickets.
That's right.
You know?
You know, in the scrutiny, of course, you're correct. You know, programs at that caliber, and in all coaches, you know, throughout the country, whether it be a 3A program, a 2A program, or a 1A program, you have to remember, you know, what I try to keep in mind first and foremost, these guys and gals are actually role models still. They're teaching, whether it be college or high school or a small college, large college, it doesn't matter. They're molding and teaching young people.
That's it.
You know, so they're the model. They've got to be squeaky clean, you know, and they've got to set the example and set the standard. You know, and you look at some of the, and today, as you say, it's all about money. Even at the collegiate level, it's all about money. They don't play for the love of the sport anymore. It's all about money.
It's all about money. You planting seeds.
Yeah.
For the money side of it.
You better believe it. And you know, but there's this thing with a young kid that's not getting paid the professional money. He or she is being molded by these teachers, these coaches, assistant coaches and head coaches, and you know, it's the things that they say and do will affect those kids for the rest of their lives.
That's right.
You know, and I think a lot of times we lose sight of that because of the money. You know, but it's still the same old thing. You know,
it's big. one of the things I've noticed
But anyway,
now,
man, I hope, you know, the best for everybody.
And
Wow.
professional athletes. I mean, these guys are not coming to work in T-shirts and gym shorts. They come to work in suits,
That's right.
ties,
Coats and ties.
briefcases.
Right.
And the first number on their call ID is not the girlfriend or mama.
Nope.
The first number is the agent or the lawyer.
You're right.
You know,
True
so-
story.
Yeah, I
True
wish
story.
I agree with you. I wish her the best. And you know, if she is having an issue, that she gets some kind of counseling or you know,
Oh, yeah,
try to get some
yeah.
things going through there.
You know, and boy, just a perfect successor, falling in, you know, being played at LSU, assisted Sue Gunner, fell
right.
into the job. People loved her. Very successful coach, 90-some-odd and 14, I think 93 and 14.
Oh, wonderful.
Had the world literally by the butt. Oh no, who knows? You wish the best for everybody. Anyway, let's get back to the Juvenile Justice Center. Let's get back to what you do. And I'll get Bob Rogie on at a later date, but tell us a little bit. That justice facility serves a tremendous purpose in this area. And tell us a little bit about that, please.
Juvenile justice, it's made up of a group home atmosphere, a shelter for kids who need to be taken out of the home, whatever the situation is, and then there's the detention aspect of the facility. So it has threefold purpose to meet the needs of the kids in the community. Bed space, of course, is limited, as in all programs right now. You always have a limit. You always have a limit.
Mm-hmm.
But the kids, we bring them in, we provide them educational services, so it's not a situation where you've got kids coming in and they're just sitting down doing nothing. Lafourche Parish is probably on the cutting edge of providing services for the kids, and they provide them counseling, they provide them education, they provide them social interactions in a positive manner. It's a real good, I'm proud to be a part of the program for sure, and Bob does an excellent job over there.
Yeah, Bob, of course, Bob's an educator. Bob came out
That's
the
right, that's
E.D.
right.
White system, I think teaching at E.D. White, coaching, and ended up there many, many years ago as kind of I thought at the time semi-retirement, but
No, there's no semi-retirement.
took the bull by the horns, got in there full time, and what a program. And
Well, anytime you run in a residential facility, because we have the kids stay on site, it's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week job. It's not like you could say, now my job, for the first time in my life,
you go home.
I can go home, okay? You're not prepared for the next day, but I mean, at the end of the day, but now, at the administration, that's a whole different level over there.
I guess we can say fortunately and unfortunately, you guys are at capacity, or close to it.
Most times we're at capacity.
Yeah, and that's a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately.
Yeah. I think in our school system, we're trying to find answers on how we can address the needs of some of our kids. We have a lot of kids in the school system that are in need of services, and to be honest with you, since Katrina, there's a lot of kids dealing with issues that they don't normally deal with. So there's a lot of other issues that's being involved. Our teachers are doing a wonderful job in the classrooms, but I think we're kind of getting overloaded in all aspects of what we're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
And folks, you know, we hate to say this, and money's not the answer to all of our problems, but money helps to provide programs and services for our kids. And the bottom line is this, you know, either we provide the services now in the formative years, or then we have to provide the services at the end. I took a class when I was at the sheriff's office, and whereas I was working on my master's, I was the only non-teacher in the classroom. I was the only assistant warden at the time. And I did not understand why I was in the classroom, because I was saying, okay, I'm here to just take the class. But as I began to listen to the stories of the teachers, I realized that they were a vital part of providing for our kids, and if for some reason, if any of those kids fell through the cracks that they were providing, they wound up with me in the correctional system. And so I quickly realized that if we don't provide for our kids at this young age, I mean, adolescent years, the 6th, 7th, 8th grade, 9th grade, those are vital years. And if we don't provide for those kids at that point, we can lose them. And the situation we have gets totally out of control. And so, you know, I think we do a good job in Lafourche. I think we do a good job in Terrebonne. But there's still a lot of room for us to do some additional things. Recently with the school board, that to prepare a budget with a reduction. In this day and age, we need increases.
You need more money, not less money.
Oh, yeah.
The kids that you teach, they go home at night?
No, the
No,
kids that
they stay at the
I don't
want to say
facility.
incarcerated, but I mean they live at the facility.
They live at the facility. No, my kids aren't. They're in a shelter, dormitory type situation or individual room situation, and you know they're not locked up or anything else.
What's the capacity, the total capacity of Juvenile Justice Center?
I'm not exactly sure
Okay.
with the group.
I'll get it
I don't
from
want
Bob.
the store number actually.
Yeah. Then I'd rather not do that. But facility-wise, and you talked about a reduction in budget, but for what you do, where does the money come from? How is it funded?
They receive a lot of money from the parish government, from the state. As far as the education side, we receive money from the Lafourche Parish School Board because the education portion, Roxanne Reed and I, we're hired by the school board, and so that comes from the school board itself.
And how many kids are in your program? These are kids waiting to go to foster homes, waiting to be adopted? Is that what?
Some of the kids are waiting to go in foster care. Some of the kids are going to other group homes. Some are being placed in other residential facilities through the area. It's a myriad of different options for the kids. My class can range anywhere from 5 kids up to 15 kids.
Wow.
In the range. And the interesting thing is, it could be anywhere. They could be anywhere from first grade to 12th grade to GED kids. And so I may have in the classroom 10 kids on 5 or 6 different levels. They can be regular ed and special ed. And the challenge, of course, is to be able to develop a curriculum plan for each one of the kids so that they don't lose tracking while they're in a facility.
How do you do that? That's kind of like Little House on the Prairie, where they teach them all in one room.
I never thought
At all
about it.
different levels.
Basically, what we
That's how
do.
Laura learned. That's how she got a degree.
I tell you what we do is when the kid comes in, I give them initial testing, basic math, listen to them read, look at the records we receive from the other schools. We have a real good counselor staff at Juvenile Justice. Get their input, and then I put them on a program, and we assign them the different grade level activities, whether it's spelling, reading, math, science, whatever classes they should at their level.
Hold on a second. Let's take this call. Oh, drop the call. You have somebody answer. Anyway, go ahead.
So based on that, and then I assign them to the classwork. And it's interesting, but you find a lot of kids, and I guess kids are resilient in a lot of ways, because even though they're dealing with all of these external things, they normally rise to occasion. They do some good work. We did a program. Sometimes I clown with them. Well, I clown a lot because I had that personality.
Not you, Al.
Oh no,
Huh?
we had a good time, and the discussion was, we had a topic. We just threw up deep dark waters. All right, and so I told him, I said, write a story about deep dark waters. And normally, the first thing that would come to your mind is, okay, what are deep dark waters, Mr. Carter, or how much should we write, or what should we write? They began to just write. One kid did a rap about deep dark waters. One kid wrote a play and took deep dark waters, and we would assume that it's a water body. She turned it into a nightclub.
Wow.
One kid did a poem about deep dark waters, and one wrote a story. Sounds like, man, the imagination level.
Absolutely.
Was
Yeah,
fantastic.
absolutely. Hold on. Linda. Good morning. You're live, KTIB.
Good morning, Gene. It's Kathy.
Good morning.
No birthdays. I have a question, Al, regarding the kids like he's talking about that aren't locked up and are waiting for a home or a parent. What happens when they turn 18?
There's a couple of different things, and I don't want to get into too specific because I'm not sure about the whole process.
I'm going to hang up so I can hear his answer.
Okay, Kathy, thanks.
Gene.
Okay.
Some of the kids, if they go to college, because the state will assist them with the college education, will provide money for an apartment and the whole 10 yards for them. And then they continue on with their education. Some kids, when they hit a certain age, they probably just release from the state's custody. I'm going to have to find out and call you back on that for sure. I don't want to tell you.
Yeah, I'd like to follow up with that.
Because a lot of the kids, like I said, they're good kids. They just in bad situations. And that's a frustrating thing about what you see a lot of what's going on.
Well, I tell you, we did foster care way back when, many, I think we had 4 or 5 kids in it. We did some foster care work. You get attached.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and it's a whole other ball game. It's like you said, we grew up in a society with 2 parents and family's okay and everything's normal, and my kids came up the same way, and to look at the other side of the coin, which is what you do when kids coming out of broken homes, kids coming out of drug homes, kids coming out of violent homes, you know, and thrown into, and thank goodness there's a place like the juvenile justice facility that at least will give them a chance to catch their breath, breathe, and somehow, you know, play the hand that they're dealt and get on with their lives. What you do is got to be very, very rewarding, but man, it's also got to be heartbreaking.
To be honest, to be totally honest, when I first went in there, my thought was, okay, we teach these kids, and you'll be able to, when they leave, you cut.
Yeah, you can't do that.
It doesn't work.
You're not made like that.
And I think about it.
I know you better than
I was a warden in a jail.
I know.
I was assistant warden in a jail. I'm not supposed to have that, but I found quickly.
It's called human nature.
That when you start dealing with a lot of these kids, you get that attachment. You look forward to seeing them. Look, when I was in the hospital, I don't know if you know, I was in the hospital for a week. I gave myself irregular heartbeat. I sat down, I drank a Coke.
You want to explain that?
Let me tell y'all something. You are what you eat, all right? I drank a Coke. I had a migraine headache earlier, so I took an Excedrin migraine, caffeine.
Okay.
I drank it with a Coke.
Caffeine.
Because I figured I'd help it out. Caffeine. My son brought me an ice cream sundae with chocolate on it.
Caffeine.
Caffeine. I jolted my complete system. And that night, I'm sitting up there, and I feel a flutter. So, being the male that I am, I ignored it. So 10 minutes later, it was still fluttering. So, common sense overruled the macho, and I said, I need to let Pernette
I'm out
know
of here.
something ain't right here. So she's the nurse. She takes my blood pressure. She gives me this look that everything's all right, but you can see in her face is like, oh,
something
Lord,
ain't quite right.
Something ain't quite right. Find the insurance policies just in case. So I laid down on my side. If you lay on your left side, it normally brings your pressure down. So about another 15 minutes passed, and still irregular. So we go to the hospital. It's a regular heartbeat. They're wondering what happened. I didn't think about the fact that I had overcaffeinated myself. But the time that I was in there, the kids sent me notes. When I got back, they had this huge card. They missed me. Someone told me that I had a heart attack, and they were hoping I didn't die. And I was like, man, they care. And I mean, when I was working in the jail system, people care about you.
Not like
but
that.
There's something different. I never had a group of guys, a bunch of murderers, send me a card. We miss you.
I wonder why.
But with the kids,
seriously.
Oh, it's a different situation. When they get reassigned, because what we do is a lot of times we bridge them through until we get them to the regular school system, and they'll come back and just stick their heads in the door. Miss Carter, how you doing? And some of the kids, they make such an impression on you, because they're troopers. They're going through a lot, but they're making it. And it's a good feeling. It's a real good feeling.
Al Carter's got to run. It's 7:49. He said he's got to be out of here for 7:50. Al, I'm going to let you go. Al's one of those guys that, is going through life, making a difference, always has been. I liked him from the first time I saw him. Al, thanks so much for being with me this morning. I enjoyed it.
You're welcome, Gene. I enjoy it for sure. I got your back, my friend.
You bet. You got it. You sure do. Al Carter Live, 4 to 5 in the afternoon. Listeners, don't miss it when you're on your way home. Tune in to 640 KTIB, Al Carter Live. He has the most interesting guests, got the most interesting show in the afternoon in the area. So make sure you listen to Al Carter Live, 4 to 5 in the afternoon.
Let me plug this in right quick.
Bet.
On this afternoon,
yes,
the guests will be representatives from the Children's Coalition, Louisiana Children's Coalition. And so if you got some questions on the child care and the foster care, give us a call this afternoon, and I know these folks know the answer for sure. And then again, if you need to get in contact with me, don't hesitate to call the station, 447-6405, or go to the website, alcarterlive.com. In the middle of the screen, there's a big email. Email me, let me know. Thank you again, Gene.
Oh, thank
awesome
you.
Day, my brother.
Thank you. You too. And listeners, don't forget again to tune in. Al, if you wouldn't mind, follow up on that question. Get back to me, and we'll put it on the air Monday morning.
We'll do so.
Thank you. Listeners, it's TGIF Day. I don't know why I'm so happy. I got to work tomorrow. But anyway, weather's beautiful. Absolutely. I only got to work a half a day. Weather's gorgeous. Get out and enjoy it. Do some things in the yard this weekend. You know what? Do some things with your family this weekend. If time allows and time permits, take the time. Get it done. If there's any subject you'd like to hear about, anyone you'd like to hear from, give us a call here at Oldie 640. We'll be happy to put that person or that subject on the air for you. Remember, the lines into the studio, 447-6404. That's our business line. Lines direct into the dialogue room, 447-6409. Fax line for all you nonprofits out there. All of the springtime events that are going on. The Choctaw Fair. All you people are cranking up. Fax number is 447-6404. Send us the information. We'll be happy to put that on the air for you. And listeners, as always, thanks for allowing us into your morning. We appreciate it as always. Hope you have a great day today. God bless you today and every day. And we'll see you, Friday. We'll see you Monday morning here at Oldie 640 KTIB. With this millage, much-needed millage for the fire department.
I'm going to put you on the spot right now.
Do it.
Who are the council people running?
Debbie Swanner.
Okay.
Huey O'Dorn.
All right. Okay.
Eddie Abear.
Okay.
And Foy Learick.
Good. Very good.
You didn't expect me to miss that, did you? 447.
I didn't have all four of them in my mind. Okay, so that's why I was asking, so everybody will know. Okay.
447-6409. Listeners, is the number into the dialogue room. Time is 7:15. Greg Dumas, welcome to the program.
Hey, welcome. Thank you.
Man,
thank you. Listen,
no
first
problem.
of all, before we start talking about what we're here for, I want to thank the city council and the mayor for the streets construction. Even though it's taken me 15 minutes to get home, I appreciate it. I really do. It's going to be beautiful.
Wait till it's finished,
It's wonderful.
buddy. It's going to be
wonderful.
awesome. Hang on a minute. Good morning. You're live, KTIB.
Gene, Chad Meir, how you doing?
Good morning, Councilman Meir.
Hey, man, I wanted to let you know you said Huey O'Dorn. It's actually
Huey Chasson. Did I say O'Dorn?
Yeah, you did.
My mistake.
Correct that for you this
Mr.
morning.
Huey, I'm sorry. My mistake.
All right, Gene, you have a good
I
weekend,
guess I
man.
had O'Dorn on the brain for some reason or another.
I understand, Gene. I understand.
Every now and then I get CRN, you know.
I understand that, too.
Can't remember nothing.
Exactly. Exactly.
When you get my age.
Take care, Gene.
All right,
Good
but
weekend, man.
thanks for
All right,
correcting me
bye-bye.
on that.
All right,
Bye-bye.
That what happened yesterday is exactly what she anticipates for tomorrow. Pot Falls walked in, and there was a mock bore of oxy. I was going to say
No. Octagon soap.
Octagon soap.
That's
okay.
it.
And oops, I'm glad I didn't finish that.
See, I'm telling my age. Hang on.
Okay.
Good morning. You're live, KTIB.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Fine.
I'd like to first speak President Randolph. I want to wish all of you well tomorrow with your 200th anniversary celebration.
Thank you.
And
Please join us.
hopefully things go over real well with that. Sounds like a really wonderful occasion.
Absolutely.
And also to Greg Dumas, if he's listening. Greg,
Yes, sir.
you
Yeah, he's
remember
listening.
this voice. When you were last at KTIB, I was your last on-air partner.
William Taylor.
Yeah.
Hey, William, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, we need to get you back.
Greg has
That's great,
his.
Gene, but I just heard yesterday on your station before Al Carter that apparently they picked up Ralph Sanji to do weather now. So, I guess things happen in life, but I have no complaints.
Hey, nothing's permanent. No worry, nothing's permanent.
Charlotte?
Yeah, like my hair color I just got yesterday.
You got
but
it.
anyway.
See? There you go.
What? Speaking of hair, that's the kind of headphones that Greg Dumas has on now. Save your hair headphones.
Yeah, William. He's sitting here, we got our headsets on. He's sitting here with a pair of headphones
That's my
that go around the back of his neck so it doesn't mess up his hair.
That's my vanity headphones, man.
Can you
Well, you
believe? I bet you they cost $100.
Well, you see, Gene, that's why Greg should have been a weatherman like me. He'd have to wear this bag wig all the time that I do. So.
Is that why you wore a hat all the time?
Well, besides, Gene, everybody knows Greg lost respect for me when I threw that panic fit Hurricane Lily 5 years ago.
Yeah, but you did a good job.
Yeah,
William.
you're right.
Hey, it's great to have you listening to us, man.
Thanks, William.
Yeah, okay. All three of you take care now.
You bet. You have a good day.
All right.
All right.
All right, buddy. Bye-bye. I have a voice out of the past. Anyway, we talked about we were talking.
We don't often go into each other's communities. We may pass through real quickly, but we don't have the time to sit and go into Golden Meadow. We're going to take 32, 35 and go around Golden Meadow.
That's right.
But to go into...
Because of the speed limit. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
Greg
kidding.
said that.
I'm kidding.
Greg said that.
I'm joking. Go ahead.
I've been stopped there a few times myself.
Go ahead, Madam President. I'm sorry.
Let me see what else we can talk about.
Yeah, you're right.
I tell you what, go on to 32, 35 at about 5 o'clock in the morning and watch those 18-wheelers going through, and it's a completely different community.
Yeah, it is.
It's amazing. Anyway, and speaking of, Frank also had the idea to put a flyer into every report card last Friday. So every report card that went home had a flyer for the bicentennial.
So hopefully they got punished last week, okay, and they can come out.
That's right, they can come this week. And listeners, if you didn't get a flyer, where's the report card? You ever hid your report card?
Yeah, I remember those
Shoot,
days.
I hid mine.
I hid mine for a week. There wasn't anybody with emails saying your report cards due, or any signs outside the school saying.
Well, you got your report card? Not yet.
Not yet. Teacher didn't finish my grades. Oh, Gene and I were in the same vein back then.
Maybe we should have y'all on stage telling stories.
Boy, that's scary when you and I both thought the same thing.
Getting back to the bicentennial.
You bet.
We're going to have a that way, so I don't get much credit for this. I've got to give a lot of credit to the other people out there who work so hard, including Greg Dumas. He's shown up on your show, and I'm sorry for that, Gene.
My wife, wait, my wife says
At least somebody knows.
My wife
somebody knows.
Donna says it's going to be the Gene and Greg Comedy Hour again.
Yeah. At least we know you're awake now.
You're right.
But Greg has done a tremendous job with Wendell and
Gazette.
Mark Dufresne, Gazette, to put this music portion together. Henri Boulet, Bob Falk.
Oh, yeah.
My husband George has stepped up, and certainly
he's been everywhere.
He's been running with this.
He's been everywhere.
Good.
but he's enjoyed it as well.
Keeps him off the streets.
At least you know where he is.
I know what he's doing during the day now.
I didn't say that.
Marge Barker, definitely.
Good morning, you're live, KTIB.
Hey, Gene, good morning, my friend. How you doing?
Al Carter Live.
Man, I tell you what, I got to apologize. I dialed the wrong number. I have KTIB on speed dial.
Say that again, because I know the public's out there laughing their butt off at me, saying he messed it up again.
Man, a couple of quick comments, Gene.
You bet.
Hey, Linda, good morning.
Good morning.
Fog is nasty out here, and folks, don't cut your high beams on.
No, really.
Leave
Oh,
them
good
alone.
point, Al. Good point. Yeah.
Yeah, because all it does is bounces off the fog, and it makes it even worse.
Right.
Absolutely,
Second thing.
but make sure you put your lights on.
Second thing. Second thing. A couple of years ago, I was doing the WYES telethon in New Orleans.
All right.
And I got a chance to meet Miss Linda from Mar-Apr-07.
The real Miss Linda?
The real Miss Linda. And I was totally in a... Now, I guess at the time I must have been about 37 or 38 years old, and I'm sitting up there like this big kid. Because I was so excited. I'm like, man, that's Miss Linda. And the guy that I was with, he looked at me like, this guy's a grown adult getting excited about seeing this woman from Mar-Apr-07.
Yeah, but that's your childhood. I mean, come on. Every day we had to sit and watch Miss Linda, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, if you think about it, at the end of the show, she'd always have that little magic mirror.
That's
right. We were just talking about that.
She could see you.
That's right.
Right.
And so I was hoping she'd recognize me. But it was a thrill. So you guys, boy, I tell you, y'all woke up some memories on that one this morning. Y'all real did, man.
Al, did we have a good time Saturday or what?
Oh, man, that was fantastic.
Yeah, that was.
I tell you what, Gene, I don't know if one time a year is enough. And I definitely, the one time every 200 years is not enough.
No,
absolutely not, because I'll be a little old for the next one if we wait 200 years.
No, they need to have all of Lafourche Parish come together and have the annual Lafourche Parish Festival.
Yeah, maybe that's what they could call it. But, boy, I tell you, Al, just the memories that were in that tent was unbelievable. It was, you know, it was almost like, I don't know, just like reliving the past, you know?
Well, I tell you what, that's what it's all about. I mean, that's the exciting part about what was going on, man. I tell you what, I had a wonderful time, and the folks were fantastic.
Yep, and of course, the food wasn't too slouchy either.
I have to admit, I kind of overdid it.
So did I.
I kind of overdid it, but it was really worth it. It was for a good cause. All of those folks out there, as you know, all of those folks work for a non-profit organization.
Absolutely.
So everything that they made went to help those guys out.
Okay.
You know, so
yeah, that was